Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. I decided to do it from the stadium. I was going to wait to the hotel up in Dallas later tonight, but now let's get this done. I might have a beer in my future, and I think we all deserve a beer if we're drinkers. This loss isn't monumental. It kind of feels that way in the moment. And it might be an indicator of other things that are monumental. That they're just not good enough, they're not coached well enough, they just don't have that extra thing that great teams have. But the loss itself, I hate to be this guy, but the season was never going to end in greatness. I didn't imagine this team saying, hey, we're going to go 8-1 in the Big 12. Because I've looked at all those teams, and I knew Baylor was trouble, TCU next week's trouble, Kansas is going to be trouble. They have been the last 2 years. And let's be honest, this team, without a little divine intervention, at least from what I've seen so far, is not beating Texas Tech in Manhattan, anywhere, or Utah. Those teams are too physical. But they're 2-4. So they've kind of put their backs against the wall. If I'm right about those two games, you got to win the rest. So that brings us to next Saturday, a national televised game on Fox, 2:30 kick against TCU. These are the moments that feel monumental. You're at home against a really good team that can do a lot of the things that you just saw in this game. A quarterback who's kind of made the same way. If you lose that, whether it's by multiple scores or again just falling a little bit short, I think that's monumental. That's the final measurement of who you are as a team. But that's not where I really want to go with this one. I underestimated K-State fans. I thought you guys had given up as UCF came to town. And you had one of the biggest crowds in stadium history and the biggest crowd in many years. I was blown away. Well, you need to do it again. You got to do it again. Now, if you quit on this team, stay home, watch the game. But maybe your neighbor or the kids down the street would like to go. They want the opportunity to see this game, to see a major college game. Find someone for your seats. Give them away. But it's on you to make sure the bill is much more intimidating and demanding than McLean Stadium was. That was a winnable atmosphere. There was a lot of empty seats, a lot, and they were 3-2. I'm going to go to the end of the season thinking K-State's better than Baylor. We'll see how the rest of the season goes, but this was on their turf. And K-State did everything it needed to do except one play. At home, does that one play flip? Do they make that now? Look, I know the team that played against Army wasn't that team. But this team's much better than that team, much better. So now let's see what the fans have got. You gonna bring it on Saturday? I don't know. I doubted you once this season, and here I am doing it again. Because I hear so much negativity, and maybe it's just the social media space and our message boards, because those are the passionate fans that want to sound off in good or bad times, and I love that. But now we're going to find out about you as much as the team. If they win without a sellout, that sellout streak breaks, that's disappointing. That'd be far more disappointing for me than just losing in full crowd, because that means 4 losses broke your spirit. 1 bad season broke your spirit. Let's see what you got. Let's see what this team's got. I don't know what I got. I got a need for a beer. That's what I got. So I did this one, and I'm done. Sounds like crap. I look like crap, and the team ended up with a crap outcome. Sometimes you got to walk through the crap to get to the place that you want to be.